Nearly. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We're always on a delay. Hi,
You need to do that warning, like, watch your language, we're going
this
live.
is what I mean. It just, when we press go live, it just circles round. Then you don't know if you're live or not. So you could be saying anything and getting caught on camera. But welcome to Keeping It Real Life Lessons with Donna, Cheryl, minus Donna, Cheryl and the Soul Squad, Yvette and Joe this week. We never know who's, just like a little pick and mix, isn't it, on a Friday? We never know who's going to turn up.
Well, there's always a loud one.
Sweetness we're going to get, exactly. So yes, so we're just chatting, saying, we don't really know what we're going to talk about, just whatever comes out. It's Friday, it's sunny, we feel like we should be drinking gin and tonic already. It's past lunchtime. What's wrong with that?
And that's about designing your ideal life, right? I mean, that was
creating your own lifestyle.
There's a beautiful segue, Cheryl.
With breakfast. I do actually, though. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling some kind of alcohol vibes are coming tonight. It's Friday. What's your tipple? Will you have a drink tonight, Yvette? What's your tipple?
Yeah, I'll probably have a gin and lemonade, but I've got to nip round to my nan's house first and take a door off for her. So I need to be a responsible adult first, and then I can. Yeah.
Then you can. What about you, Joe?
Ooh, you there? I'm a little bit frozen.
You there, Joe? Oh, a mouth moving. There's no sound coming out. Oh, Joe, we can't hear you.
She looks like one of those talking heads that they've played down on MTV. You remember from the 90s?
Gin and tonic, a nice rhubarb gin.
There we go.
Rhubarb.
Elderflower tonic.
Oh, rhubarb gin and elderflower. Posh. I'm literally a Gordon's gin girl.
Oh.
Mel, Joe, are you in Mel's house? Joe, you're all like robot-y and on delay. Your mouth's moving. There's no words coming out. Are you in Mel's house? Tina, hello, Tina. What are you having? Are you having a drink tonight, Tina? Are you having a tipple? What tipple are you going to have? There. Are you back, Joe? Is she back? Is she back?
No, maybe log out and log back in again.
Yeah. Joe, I would try logging out and logging back in because you're a bit robot-y pixelated. Nice picture in the background, though. There we go.
Yeah, I love
so, yes. So I'm a very plain, because you know how I have all these allergies where I'm literally like allergic to everything. I went through a phase of not dabbling with all of the flavored gins in case it brought us out, like irritated my skin. So it's probably something I should explore. But I just like Gordon's gin and like a Morrison's Slim Tonic. I treat myself to Fever Tree every now and then. But when I was away last weekend, I was so funny because you know what I'm like with me different eating habits. Yeah. Like I don't eat dairy, gluten, meat. But when I came back to the hotel, I was literally starving. So like on the first night, I had a steak, which I do eat every so often. Then I had sticky toffee pudding. I was ravenous. Then I had a gin and then I had a glass of red wine. I was just sat in the bar. I don't know whether it's because I'd cleansed myself and got rid of all this. Yeah, I was just like this. So I couldn't fill myself. That was at 10 o'clock. But they didn't have Gordon's gin there. It was too posh. I had to go for a Bombay Sapphire, which I like the blue one.
Oh, I love that. The distillery is right around the corner from me. So we go, yeah, we're not too far, about 30 minutes away. So once a year we go and do a little, the little tour and the cocktail making and all that sort of stuff. So that's cool.
Love that. We've actually got the Roker Hotel, Annie. Hi, Annie. You know where that is, along the seafront. They have their own distillery. Like it's a hotel and then they've got like a poetic license bar and they've got a gin distillery. So I think if you got a gin there, you can like buy the one that they make.
Oh, lovely. That was
go on.
Had a walk on the beach this morning. Now off to town to buy crystals. Oh, nice. Do coaching stuff. I need to get some new crystals as well.
Love this.
I was Tanya yesterday.
What a perfect day. Walk on the beach, off to town to buy crystals, have lunch, do some coaching at night, stuff at night, cafe, and then have drinks tonight. Yes, 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 Tina. Still riding high, celebrating the new job.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you, Annie? Are you having a tipple tonight? You've got a little Prosecco glass there? Or are you having one now? You might already start. So we've been talking this week about dream life and Yvette. What a perfect time for you to start to create your dream life, because you're in a period of transition, aren't you? Tell us about all these light bulb moments you've been having this week.
Oh my God, yeah. So, or mini orgasms, as I like to call them.
Tell us about the mini orgasms. Fun and frolics for the Soul Squad on a Friday and mini orgasms.
What did we get? We only got in like what's that? 6 minutes in, and we're rude. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, people.
Oh,
Hi, Joe's back. Let's get you back in. Hello, Joe. It's just not happening, is it?
No. I wonder if it's the StreamYard thing, because it's all right when you're on normal live, isn't it?
Oh, hi.
Delayed. Yeah. Everything that's been spoken about this week, it's almost felt like divine timing, because it's all resonated like really well. And I think simultaneously, because you know how patient I am, it's like one of my best qualities ever. So I was reading The Big Leap again, and I was like, oh, this isn't going quick enough. I can't read it quick enough. So I downloaded it on Audible. And that, in conjunction like with Owen's session and a few other things that we've been talking about, it's just made me really realize some of the stuff that's getting in the way. Because I've been, really, there's so much stuff that I could have been getting on with this week, but I'd kind of my fear had gone, oh, hang on a minute, what's this about?
Yeah.
So I took myself off, because I always do this. Like I find if I take myself out of my normal environment, it helps. So I took myself off down Costa Coffee and had a good old journal session, and just sort of realised some of the way they describe it in The Big Leap. I mean, you guys talk about it all the time. It's that upper limit issue. And I hadn't realised, and not blaming family at all. I think I posted it in the Soul System, but who I love to bits, and they did the best they could with what they had and all that sort of thing. But it made me think that my two things really that are really getting in my way is that I feel like I'm a burden on people. And it was funny, because even when I was in hospital with my operation and everything, I didn't tell anyone really. It was only like my close family, because I was like, I don't really want to burden people with this. It's like quite a heavy thing to talk about for people. They're not going to know what to say. I just won't tell them. When people found out, oh my God, you had cancer, you've been into hospital, why didn't you tell us? I was just like, oh, I didn't really want to be too much trouble. And they're like, for God's sake, yeah. So that was a big realization. And the other thing was about I can't remember, what was the other one? Not Outshining People, or I can't remember what it was, but it feels like I've kind of felt that and gone, oh yeah, okay, that was a penny drop in. And then just listening to Owen talk as well, because he was really like down to earth about stuff, and he was, look, it is going to be tough. There's going to be tough times, and you and Donna have said the same thing. But when you're in the right space, and the whole week, because now I've got, I'm not working on anything job related. I'm doing everything that I'm doing is related to this new business. I wake up and I'm like, woo, what exciting stuff can I do today? Woo, what can I write today? Woo, and it's really exciting. And I'm like, I want this energy every day. I don't like, I'm going to have to fit that in between whatever. And then something you said, which is probably the best thing ever, was around the reading of the books and the going on the courses and all of that other periphery stuff. That's the work. Schedule it into your day. It doesn't matter if you stop for an hour to read a book or listen to a book or whatever. That's part of the work. And I was like,
it is.
Nice. Yeah. So
it just stops the guilt. And it was Nick, our coach, said it to us. When she gets up and she goes to Kundalini, pre-lockdown, like 3 times on a morning from 9 to 11, she's doing her mindset work. She's a positive psychologist coach. Like it is work, and it's just about giving yourself permission and having a reframe, so that when you're sat, like this morning, I've been for a walk, I listened to music, I did my morning routine, I was sat on the beach, I had a cup of coffee, and then I came back for a 10 o'clock call. Like, this is me setting myself up and getting myself in the right headspace for the day.
Yeah.
It's not me, thingy work and being lazy because I'm like avoiding work. Like, that's the work.
And I think the reason why I've been resisting the whole morning routine thing, because I've kind of dabbed in and dabbed out literally for years on it, is because in my head I'm going, I need to do all of that before working hours. So that means I need to get up at the arse crack of dawn to do all of this stuff. And actually now I'm going, no, I'm not. I'm doing exactly what you guys do, not booking anything. I'm not doing anything related before 10 o'clock.
Before 10.
Like from the point that I get up to 10 o'clock, you know, it depends what I want to throw into the morning routine. If there's like some extra stuff, I will get up earlier.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to nail the consistency of the day-to-day thing. Now I'm like given myself permission to do that.
Love it.
Days, yeah.
That is the start of your day. And I'll just pop some of these comments up. Sorry, we are listening to you. Mother-in-law would love the Bombay sapphire tour. Coffee and wine later. Love it, Annie. Happy Fridays. Hi, Maxine. The coaching and business activities are a highlight of your day. Absolutely, because you've got your dream and you're connected to your dream and you know what your end result and what it is that you're doing. So it makes you excited, doesn't it?
Do you feel like in the soul, sorry to interrupt you, Joel, but like in the soul system this week as well, it's all going off. It's all popping off. There's loads of people doing cool stuff. The energy's amazing. Everybody's like, woohoo!
I totally agree with you. There's been loads of, and we've obviously got the Real You online program. The same's happening there. You're in the Elite, the Real You program. Like there's loads of like light bulb things happening. But I think that's an important life lesson for you, Yvette. It's like you now get that you can create your day, your life. You get to choose what you do when you start work. You get to do what the work is. So by the end of the day, if you've spent 3 hours on a project and that's your work for the day, that's okay.
Yeah.
If you decide you want to spend 8 hours really knocking out calls or whatever it is and do, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like you get to choose. It's up to you.
And I think that's such a big thing. That's going to take an ongoing thing to practice coming from corporate. As you know, you're like, if I look at what my corporate diary was like, it was meetings, back-to-back meetings from 8 o'clock in the morning to probably 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And then I fitted all the beautiful parts of my life around that. And even though I love my job, it wasn't doing the stuff that really kind of made me feel, so the getting to grips with the fact that every minute of my day is not scheduled. And actually, there are going to be some days where I'm just going to mooch about, you know.
Exactly.
Like all my camping gear that we went camping last weekend. I thought yesterday, do you know what? I might just give all of that a bit of a clean, you know, just... Yeah, well, you know as
well, and for Tina and for Annie, like and Maxine, we're all entrepreneurs. We have our own businesses. Your mind generally is always thinking about your business, your ideas. So even when you're cleaning the camping gear, or you're having a walk on the beach, or you're sitting having a coffee, somewhere in your mind you're thinking about your business. You're still working.
Yeah,
that is work. The ideas, the creativity, the planning, like all of these things that happens in our mind, in our conscious and subconscious mind, is still work. Like, so it's like, you know, you have your own business. It's like a 24/7 thing. You might not be physically doing something, but it's all there churning away in your mind anyway.
I think, like, from an energy perspective as well, I'm feeling the momentum of it, because we're going to be coming into autumn soon, and autumn's a reaping the harvest kind of time. So there's a lot of getting stuff bedded in so that come August, the reaping can happen, you know, and that's, I think I've got that with the momentum. And before I probably would have framed that as, oh my God, there's a clicking talk, talking tick. No, ticking clock. Oh my God, I can't even get my words out. You know, but now I kind of think, oh, okay, well, this is quite seasonal. This is more the seasonal thing. So that's helped me just to reframe things so I'm not running around like a headless chicken for the sake of it.
Love it. And I think, and what about you ladies who are on the line? Most of you are entrepreneurs who I can see who's dialed in. Like, how do you feel about getting up and designing your day and designing your life guilt-free and putting your energy? Remember, energy flows where intention goes. So even if you are sat with a piece of work and actually you're not in the work, you're not present, you're thinking about something else, your energy isn't going into the piece of work anyway. But how do you feel about this, giving yourself permission to just do what you feels good, what energetically feels good versus what you feel that you should be doing? I'd love to know in the comments. But I was going to say something there. So, and for you, Yvette, with, you know, having just harvesting your business now, having your ideas, same for Tina and Kelly, Tina and Mel, Nick, our coach, I saw a live or a video, and she said that September is like January. It's like a new year. So something must happen energetically in the world about September. And if I think back to last year for mine and Donna's business year, September was the best month we had in the business last year. But something must happen, don't know, like energetically, or whether it's like the 6 weeks holidays. I know it's been unusual this year with the kids going back to school, but something happens in September. And when I had an energy card reading from Nancy, a lady in America who's been helping Donna and I with our energies, mine was, the card I pulled for August was all around going in, just doing the inner work, you know, really being spiritual and grounded. And for September, it was like big launch goals.
Yeah.
Like something big is going to happen in September.
Isn't September the 22nd, I think, is the autumn equinox, isn't it? I think. I think it is. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. Yeah, but that makes sense though, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can be as practical as you like, and it really makes me cross sometimes that I kind of move away from that. Being like a spiritual person, sometimes you just disconnect from some of it, and you're like, God, everything flows so much better when I'm doing this stuff. Like, going off into with my super attractor journal into Costa, you know, I mean, it looks like a tip in there at the moment because they've not had staff in for ages, and I'm like, oh, it's not the prettiest of places, but it's my place. It's my place that I go and do. And I started just writing, and I totally tapped into the feeling, and I'm like, shit, I need to do this every day.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, Donna and I have only just started doing this when you could be around someone, but like meeting and going to our Winchella's Cafe where we like to go. We go for walks around South Shields Park, we brainstorm, we come up with ideas, creative, like whatever it is, and then sit and have a coffee. Like, we're not doing it as often. Like, we used to try and do it once or twice a week when I was working along at HQ, because that's where we're still working. We're working the idea. So Annie's just saying, totally resonates. I feel guilty not doing the physical work, then feel like I'm not achieving. Really need to work and give myself permission and know that I'm working. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just about, deciding, making a choice and deciding that if you're going to do something, you do it with a happy heart and guilt-free. And you give yourself permission to do that thing. Because if you're doing it and thinking, oh God, I feel guilty, I should be doing this, we're not making the best of it anyway. I'm sorry we've lost Jo. She kept dialing in and dialing out, but our internet must be having a wobbler. So I think she's probably given up.
Oh, love her.
And not come back in. So
your thing that you said yesterday, I think as well. I think it was yesterday about when you're saying yes to someone else, what are you saying no to yourself about? And then saying no from a place of grace. That was really good as well, because I've never thought about it like that. So if I'm saying yes, what am I saying no to with regards to myself, you know? And that really puts some stuff into context.
Because, and that was from what Christine was chatting through. And if you have to listen to Christine's podcast if you haven't, to get her full story. But she was saying do it with grace, wasn't she? But every time you say yes to someone else's needs or wants or whatever, you are saying no to something for you, particularly if you're doing it and you don't really want to do it. If you're doing it from a place of, I don't really want to, but I don't want to say no because of how that'll reflect on me and what will they think of us and so yes, didn't want to do it, then we're saying no to ourselves for whatever it was that we really wanted to do. Sometimes we do make decisions for the other person, and then we don't really want to, you know, like.
And it's bringing the wrong energy to stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think the other thing that I realised this week as well was that I lock myself in my house all day because I feel like, because I'm not employed at the moment, I feel like I have to be in front of a desk or in front of my computer for a set amount of hours during the day. And then I find myself going off on all sorts of tangents with no energy in it. And actually, getting out and going for a walk is brilliant. And actually that is part of the work. That is part of the creative process, you know, all of that stuff.
Of course it is. And energetically, environmentally, we know that different environments bring different energy. So if you're sat in the same seat as you were when you work from home on Zoom calls, and then you're trying to come up with ideas for your business, ain't going to flow.
Yeah.
Because your anchor is sitting doing the corporate role. So energy and environment is so important. And plus, with my newfound prana knowledge, prana energy, life force energy that flows through you and helps your chakras to move, and your aura and your health comes from the sun, the ground, and the air. So as much time as you can to get out sitting in the sun, sitting, grounding yourself, being on the floor, ideally with no feet on the sand or the ground or the grass, and just breathing in fresh air gives you life force energy. It's bringing energy into your body, which is generally, if it's coming up through your chakras, it's in your crown chakra, connecting the universe, all this stuff. It's gonna just by going outside. It's gonna make you feel.
And if you think about that, and you think about how corporate UK is set up, in these great big offices with strip lights and fake air and stuff, and and you don't get outside really.
No. And then you don't have a dinner. And you just work through lunch, and you go and grab a sandwich, and then you eat it while you're looking at the laptop. And then, like, sometimes when I used to, like, if my last job's, like, I wouldn't even know what the weather was like outside, because from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m, I hadn't actually stepped outside. Like, not good for you, people. It's not good for you, is it though? How can that be good for your mind?
I know. One of the things, I can't remember the chap's name, but he was on Unleash the Power, the Tony Robbins thing that I was on, and he was talking about the standing barefoot on the grass, on the earth, or the sand, or wherever you are. I'm not going to do justice to what he was saying, but basically all of our muscles have battery. They're like batteries. They're battery powered. And sometimes when your energy and your battery powers in all of your muscles reduce, they invert, like, so when you put the batteries in a torch the wrong way around, like, so you've got the plus side facing the wrong way or the negative side facing the wrong way, you've got to polarize them, whatever the thing is. And one of the easiest ways of doing that is connecting to the energy of the earth, because that is a natural energetic field. And so another way of doing that is obviously moving your body, doing some exercise or dancing or whatever. But he was saying, like, the most powerful thing you can do is just go out for 20 minutes and just kind of be on the earth,
And that's what they were saying on the program I was on, with you don't have to hug a tree, but if you just sit under a tree for 20 minutes, because you're connected with the roots, where the roots are on the ground coming through the grass, it can really energize yourself. But, like, I've implemented a new routine this week after being on the course. So I had a morning routine, but it's changed now. So I've still got it, like, typed out on a Word document because I'm trying to remember it. But I've got, like, where I have to, like, wake up and do an invocation, like thanking the supreme gods and spiritual leaders and stuff. And then I do my pranic breathing, which again is getting the energy flowing. And then I've got like an exercise to do where it basically clears any negative thoughts, action, words, or deeds from the day before. I have to do
nice.
On the floor. Then I've got a set of exercises, which again is just getting the energy flowing.
Yeah.
And then I've got this new meditation, this twin heart meditation, which I did for the first time this morning. So I've got like a whole routine, which I'm trying to embed similar to you, because it's different to what I have had.
Yeah.
Still obviously got me planner and stuff. But yeah, so I've just started doing that the last couple of days. But
it feels like there's so much cool stuff, and it's like, how do I fit it all in? Where does it go?
Bad, isn't it? So, but yeah, so for those of you on playback, like, literally, we're just talking about anything today. Basically, it's Friday. Create your dream life, guilt-free, giving yourself permission to create the life that you desire. And when you've done that, living the life you desire, guilt-free, without any negative emotions, thoughts, or feelings attached to it, because this is what we want to do. Like, whatever you create is what you want to do. So it's like, do it with a happy heart. Don't do it with a happy heart, or don't do it at all. So Maxine's just saying, I was sat in the garden doing work for a client. I've told myself it's okay to take a break and relax. Yes. you'd still, but Maxine, you're taking a break and you're watching us, you're still working. This is your mindset work. You're still doing work. So you're not having a break. This is mindset work. So after you finish watching this, then take a proper one. But
I ordered one of those little rebounders, the little tiny trampolines, because apparently that's quite good for lymphedema, because I've got the lymphedema in my leg. Right. And for all the lunchtime lives, I've been folding it out and I've been bouncing as the lunch. So every time I make a comment, I've got to be very, very careful that because I'm bouncing. I'm not going to be talking rubbish.
You're not talking rubbish. Oh, I love that. So yes, so my God, 1 o'clock. Honestly, the time just flies by, doesn't it? When we're going in.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Got my feet up. Does that count? Yes, we'll give you that, Maxine. But yes, so thank you so much for joining us. We've loved this week, having some guests on as well, and also talking about your dream life. I'm just going to remind myself so next week, is about creating a success mindset. So loving that. We're going to have some guests. So Holly, back by popular demand on Monday, my daughter. So she's going to be joining me on Monday. She went down a treat last time. Yeah. And then we're going to have Emma on Wednesday. So we're going to be launching Emma's podcast next week, she's equally as amazing as Chrissy. And then there'll be Donna and I, and then back with the Soul Squad next Friday. So we hope you have an amazing weekend, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being part of Keeping It Real. And thank you to Yvette and Joe. Joe, we love you. We miss you.
Oh, yeah, Joe.
Come back soon. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing weekend. Sorry. I'll just put this last comment up. Overwhelmed. How do you stop? Right. Okay. How do you stop the internal chatter and focus? No, you're not too late, Susie. We'll answer. How do you stop the internal chatter and focus? Well, the internal chatter is your imposter syndrome, your crazy lady, as Donna calls hers. So it's just about, firstly, have you signed up for the Imposter Syndrome Masterclass, which is next Thursday? Because we'll give you our 7 proven techniques of how to overcome your imposter, this is what it is. But it's about one thing, the advice, I don't know if Beth can give advice, but focusing on one thing. What's your one big thing that you want to achieve? Do that. What's your next one big thing, rather than having 50 million things to do and not knowing where to start?
Yeah, and also take yourself out of your normal environment, because that's exactly how I was feeling when I took myself off to get myself some sort of weird pumpkin latte or whatever it was. Yeah.
Oh, you're camping. Fab.
I'm camping.
So yes. Focus on one thing at a time. Mini steps. Take yourself out of your normal environment, which is good. And also sign up for the Imposter Syndrome Masterclass, because it's a full hour's worth of training with a workbook, giving you the techniques to really kick your imposter syndrome in the crotch.
I've done that course before. I think, have you run it twice before? I think
yes,
I've done it twice. I'm still doing it again, because you'll learn different things. Yeah. You'll be in a different state of mind, even if you've done it before.
Absolutely. So Susie, the list is too long. Yes, we all have lists as long as our arms. We could be doing something for 24 hours a day. It's about prioritizing, chunking it down, and picking what's your 3 priorities for the day and what's your one big thing, and sticking with that.
Bouchard diary.
Basically, order one of these. Go on to Amazon. Trying to pick it up. Go on to Amazon and order a Brendan Bouchard high performance planner, which helps you to prioritize for the day and stops the overwhelm. Love, love, love. Right. Okay, guys. We love you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a fabulous weekend. Enjoy the gin and tonics and whatever it is you're having this evening. Happy Friday.
Bye.